Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking some fascinating source material on a problem that, let's be real, almost every single one of us wrestles with. If you're feeling scattered, constantly overwhelmed, or honestly just mentally exhausted by the sheer volume of modern noise out there, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to break down this concept called Mastering the Void, the Monk Mode Manual, to see exactly how we can unplug from the chaos and achieve some truly extraordinary personal growth. But hey, before we get to the solution, I need you to be honest with me for a second. How many times today have you already picked up your phone? Really think about it. It usually starts with just one tiny notification, right? You tell yourself, oh, it's just a quick scroll. But then suddenly, boom, an entire hour is gone. And your big goals? Yeah, they're still sitting there, completely untouched. Look, I want to validate something for you right here, right now. You are not lazy. You're not broken. You're simply drowning in distraction. And that brings us right to the core of today's explainer, monk mode. Now, as the source material defines it, monk mode is not about shaving your head, throwing away all your possessions, and, going off to live in a cave. Not at all. It's actually a powerful, temporary awakening. Think of it as a deliberate rebellion against modern noise where you deliberately cut out every single distraction to achieve absolute focus. It's an incredibly empowering framework, really designed to help you channel all your energy into awakening the focused, unstoppable version of yourself. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast. On one side, we have what's called the default modern brain. You see, our brains are hardwired for survival, but today, that wiring is basically being hijacked by endless dopamine hits from likes, texts, breaking news, you name it. Every single ping pulls you right out of your flow state. But on the flip side, we have the monk mode mindset. This is where you achieve laser focus, deep inner peace, and my personal favorite, the lost art of single tasking. Monk mode is your personal rebellion against that default survival mode wiring. So how do we actually pull this off? Well, the source material gives us a 5-step monk mode manual. Step 1, define your why and your window. Step 2, eliminate distractions. Step 3, build your routine. Step 4, embrace the discomfort. And finally, Step 5, review and exit. This is the exact step-by-step framework you're going to use to reclaim your time and get your mental clarity back. All right, let's jump right into Step 1, define your why and window. Because, let's be honest, vague goals simply fail. If you just tell yourself, yeah, I want to be more productive this week, you are almost guaranteed to fall right back into your old habits. You have to get ruthlessly specific about your purpose and set clear parameters. So is your monk mode window 7 days to finally finish that massive project? Is it 30 days to build a completely new habits? Or are you going all in for 90 days to transform your body and mind? The absolute key here is to pick one big goal, write it down, and most importantly, make it emotional. Your why needs to be something deeply personal, like I'm doing this so I can give my family the life they deserve, or so I can finally feel proud when I look in the mirror, because that emotional anchor, that's exactly what's going to keep you grounded when the process gets tough. Okay, let's dive into this next part. Step 2, ruthlessly eliminate distractions. Now, this is the phase where most people typically fail, mostly because it requires going completely nuclear on the things that are constantly stealing your attention. We are not talking about just slightly reducing your screen time here. You need to delete or hide your social media apps, install website blockers on your laptop, turn your phone's screen to grayscale, trust me, that makes it way less appealing, and literally place it in another room during your focus blocks. You also need to establish some firm social boundaries. Tell your friends, tell your family that you are going dark for a bit. Literally say, I'm on a mission. You absolutely have to cut the noise completely if you want to see real results. And if you're sitting there wondering what kind of results are actually possible with this, check out this incredible anecdote from the source material. One individual committed to just 30 days of monk mode. For one single month, they did 0 YouTube, no gaming, no alcohol, and absolutely no mindless scrolling. And the result of plugging those attention leaks? It's kind of wild. They read 12 books, launched a side business, and lost 15 pounds. That is the life-changing momentum that comes from taking back control of your focus. Actually, I want to pause for a second and just let this really powerful quote land. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So the crucial takeaway here is this. Willpower alone is not enough. You can't rely on just trying harder. You have to build a physical and digital environment that basically guarantees your success by removing those triggers entirely. Which takes us to Step 3, build your monk routine.
So this step shifts us from the preparation phase right into daily execution. And there's a really beautiful paradox here. We often think of routines as, restrictive, but the source material argues that this rigorous structure actually creates incredible freedom. Here's exactly how the daily flow breaks down chronologically. In the morning, you wake up at the exact same time every day and start with some kind of movement, like a walk, a workout, or maybe a meditation. You fuel your body with real food. Then you move right into your workday. We're talking 90-minute blocks of deep, uninterrupted work followed by short breaks. Zero multitasking. You act like a literal monk with a single task. Finally, in the evening, when you'd normally just be doom scrolling on the couch, you deliberately fill those voids. You replace the bad habits with reading, journaling, or maybe practicing a new skill. Tracking these daily wins, no matter how tiny they seem, builds absolutely unstoppable momentum.
Up next is step 4, embrace the discomfort. Now, I do have to warn you, the first few days of monk mode are going to feel like a crucible. Your brain is literally going to scream for its old dopamine hits. To survive this awakening, first off, just acknowledge the craving. Realize it's completely normal, it's just your biology. When it gets really tough, go for walks in nature to hit the reset button, journal your thoughts just to get them out of your head, and constantly remind yourself of that emotional why we established back in step 1. I promise you, this temporary pain is just the awakening process. After a week or two, this magical shift happens. Your mind becomes clearer, calmer, and honestly, so much more powerful. The distractions lose their grip on you, and you'll actually start to crave the deep work. Finally, we reach the last phase, step 5. Review, adjust, and exit gracefully. It is absolutely vital to remember from the source material that monk mode is a temporary tool used to build discipline. It's not a permanent life sentence. When you reach the end of your designated window, whether that was 7, 30, or 90 days, you need to take a moment and celebrate the finish. Review what worked really well for you, and then you have a choice. You can decide to extend your monk mode, or you can begin to slowly reintroduce certain things, but this time with vastly improved boundaries. Because the ultimate goal here is to effectively transition out of isolation, but carry that newly forged ironclad discipline right back into your everyday life. Which brings us to our final thought for today. You already know what to do. The real question is, are you finally ready to do it? Destroying your distractions isn't about being perfect. It's about deciding that your future self is absolutely worth fighting for. So here's my challenge to you right now. As this explainer ends, open the Notes app on your phone. Write down your one big goal, pick your time window, and set your start date. You have everything you need inside you to master the void. Now go awaken it. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and stay focused out there.